Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're calling or coming in from across the world. We've got our participants joining us, so I'm going to give it just a couple minutes for everyone to get in. But I do have the webinar chat open, so if everyone will just jump on and say hello, let us know where you're calling in from or watching from. That's always fun to know. So just to welcome everyone, while everyone's kind of coming in, I'd like to welcome everyone to our webinar today for the International Association of Pet Cemeteries and Crematories. And just very excited for today's webinar. I'm going to give everyone just kind of a couple of minutes to kind of jump in. And please, again, if you're just now joining us, go ahead and just type in that chat bar. Let us know where you're calling from. I always love to know where everyone's from. Hello, Mexico. First
I
webinar.
see my friend
Awesome.
Sarah. Hey,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah. Welcome, welcome. Well, Ontario, yes. New Hampshire,
Wow.
Missouri, Maryland. I love it. This is awesome. So,
England. Nice. Look at
yeah.
us.
I think it's going to be a very highly attended webinar today. So, based on our registrations, I'm sure everyone will continue to come in. So, I do have the web chat open for everyone. You can actually chat even with one another, but I'll kind of go over all of that. Small little town you've never heard of, Chicagoland. Yeah, right.
I'm Enrique. This is your first webinar ever. That's a lot of pressure on me. Oh, man.
Yeah, just a little. So. Um, while everyone's kind of joining us, I will go ahead and give everyone just a couple of, before I introduce Adam, a couple of just uh, IAPC happenings. I'm so excited just to share a lot of what's happening here at the IAPC. So, for those of you that don't know me, let me introduce myself. I am Donna Shugart Bethune. I am the Executive Director for IAPC. And we do quarterly webinars here, and they're very successful. And hopefully you've learned a lot. And I know you're going to learn a lot today. So I'm really happy to have everyone on here. Real quick, just a few happenings for the IAPC. We do have our first European conference. Probably many of you have already started to see things about that, and just very excited about that. The registration will open on January 15th. So if you're not following us on social media, make sure that you do that. We're on all forms of social media. You can find it either under my name or also under IAPC, IAOPC. And you'll begin to hear more and more about that as we send out all of our communications. So watch for that. Of course, we're also gearing up for our North American conference, which will be in Scottsdale, Arizona this year. And that'll be in September, our annual conference that we hold each year. And registration usually opens up for that around April. So just be watching for that information. Another thing I'm very excited about, we do have three brand new online certification programs that are opening up January 1st, and that's for our pet bereavement certification. So that's exciting, and that's levels 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to be offering that in package deals. So watch for that. So that's a great way to get yourself certified as well as your staff members. So those are a few of the exciting things that are happening here at the IPC. So today we'll go ahead and get started. I am so very excited to introduce our presenter today, which is Adam Greenbaum with Love Baxter. For many of you, as members, you've seen Love Baxter, you've seen the communications that we've sent out. I would like to encourage you to go on to Love Baxter, look at the platform, and know that it's just such a really wonderful, wonderful platform that we've partnered with Adam to give you not only exposure for your business, but also for your pet parents to be able to find you as well as other resources for all forms of pet loss and pet loss support. So I encourage you to make sure that you go and do that. And I know after hearing Adam today, you're going to learn so much, and you're going to be so excited to even be a part of not only IAPC, but be a part of Love Baxter. So just a little bit about Adam as I introduce him. Adam is a three-time founder and a true innovator in the pet tech space. He actually built Whisker Cloud from a kitchen table idea into a company serving more than 2,000 veterinary clinics before its acquisition in 2022. He later became the founding executive and global CMO at Pet Desk, Vetstoria, Contact, and Groomer, supporting growth for over 10,000 veterinary clinics and playing a key role in securing more than $100 million in funding. Today, Adam leads Love Baxter, which is the web's largest pet end of life platform, created in honor of his beloved dog, Baxter. His work blends compassionate content, SEO, and direct to consumer tools to produce real results, measurable results for partners in the pet aftercare profession. Again, I'm just so excited to be able to introduce Adam today. I think you're going to really learn so much from today's program, the webinar. Not only is he going to be talking about how to build your brand, but direct to family marketing as well as local SEO that truly brings results and converts, those click throughs to actual clients. Also, organic strategies that's going to help you as well. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Adam.
Well, wow, that was quite the introduction. Nice to meet all of you. I see some people here that I've worked with in the past and that I've met in the past, so it's nice to see everyone. And look, I appreciate you all being here. You know, Donna welcomed me. I come from veterinary medicine. And when I say come from veterinary medicine, I don't have a background in veterinary medicine. It's just my dogs and cats have always been my life. So I built Whisker Cloud to have something that connected me with them. And yeah, Donna has been so welcoming to me in the pet end of life space. I lost my dog Baxter, and it happened kind of quick and tragically. And what happened through that was I saw the good, bad, and other of vet med and end of life. And I'd been working with over 10,000 clinics. And to be honest, I was really unhappy with a lot of stuff at the end of his life and chose to build this. And the same thing happened when I got into veterinary medicine in 2015. There was a lack of innovation, a lack of branding, a lack of storytelling. Everyone thought, as long as I put a sign up that says animal hospital, I'm good to go. And, I hope over the years, working with over 10,000 veterinary clinics, we helped. And I've seen similar things in the pet law space today that I saw in vet med over 10 years ago. So that's what we're talking about today. It's how to build a brand, why it's important. You're going to hear me rant a lot, and we'll talk about it. Before I rant, tell you a little bit about me. Like Donna said, this is me and Sophie. Sophie is over 15 and a half now, and she's upstairs snoring right now. I feel incredibly lucky that she's still here with me. That little girl's been with me through everything. Some people say, "Hey, why do you wear a hat to a webinar? That's not always professional." Well, my hat has Sophie's face on it, so that's why I wear my hat. I keep Sophie with me everywhere. Yeah, I'm Liz's husband before anything else. Sophie's dad, Nala's dad, Cosmo's dad. As Donna said, I started a company called Whisker Cloud back in 2016, and now I'm building Love Baxter. We'll talk a little bit about Love Baxter, but go check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I've never done this much content in my life ever, but it's working, so it's good. We'll talk about that today. These are my kids. So you've seen Sophie, there's Nala, and that's Cosmo on the right. He's our little rambunctious pup. He's just a whirlwind right now. So I'm ranting today. But why? Why am I ranting about this? And I've had these direct conversations with Donna privately many times. So I worked with 10,000 veterinary clinics, and you know what never came up? And it didn't come up even for me personally. It's what actually happens to my pet if they pass away at the clinic, right? You go to the vet. That's what everyone does. The vet's the gatekeeper to death. I go to the vet. Vet says it's time. I say, okay. They say goodbye. And we do that. That's happened for me twice with two cats. We said goodbye to Baxter at home. And I left in both cases. And I have no idea what happened. And in fact, I've talked to over 1,000 pet parents. I said, do you know literally what happens when you go to the vet? They said no. Donna actually said something to me early on. She said, you can take you can take your pet with you when you say goodbye at the vet. You have choice. That like really opened up my eyes. Um, but I started thinking about it. I worked with over 10,000 veterinary clinics globally. I couldn't tell you a single one of them who they used for aftercare. Not one. Sarah Nunn's here. I worked with her on multiple clinics. I, Sarah Nunn, who's awesome, put my team through quite a bit of work. It was one of the largest websites we've ever built. I do not remember us building a page. And Sarah, you can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I do not remember you building a page about aftercare, even though we covered pretty much every topic on earth. Um, so there you go. She said in the chat, we did not. How's it possible? She had us build the biggest veterinary clinic website that's ever existed, but we did not talk about aftercare. That is a good point. Sarah, thanks. I'm going to pick on you all day. Um, so the way I see it is like, sharing revenue with clinics is scalable, but it's even better when you're pairing it with pet parents coming directly to you. Now, I know not all aftercare businesses do that, but I'll tell you this: if I was to start a crematory cemetery, I would be very focused on D2C just as much as B2B. So we're going to talk about this today, and I'm going to rant a lot. So as I just kind of laid out, you're all the best kept secret. You are this awesome thing in the background that takes care of our kids after they're gone, and the vet gets all the FaceTime, and maybe that's okay for a lot of you. But I think as you're scaling your business, as you're trying to get more B2B partners, as you're trying to get just more revenue in general, you need to be a brand. And so, what we're going to talk about today is how to not just be a tidbit in a brochure. And I don't want you to just be a behind the scenes partner. I want to walk away today with a 30-day game plan, not a giant to-do list. Now, I want to give you a giant to-do list, but I sent it to Donna and she said it was too big. But we're not going to do a bunch of jargon. We're just going to talk through real stuff. And by the way, this works no matter what kind of business you're running. If you're B2B only, that's cool. You still have to build a brand because you need to have confidence and loyalty from the vets you work with and their staff. Not everything can run through a practice owner. If you're a hybrid, cool. You need to have trust with vets and recognition with families. And obviously, if you're D2C heavy, you know, families should be asking for you by name. Vets should feel proud to recommend you. And this is a weird business, right? Except I think if you're there for people on their worst day, I can promise you all, I've had a weird up and down life. I had a very rough childhood. Losing Baxter was the singular worst day of my life ever. For a lot of people, they've said, it's not a bad life that, a dog died and that's the worst day of your life. I promise you, it was very horrible. So if I could be thanking people and recommending the people that were there for me, it's it's even more valuable. So why does this matter? Pet parents care about quality. I still work with a lot of pet brands. 71% of pet parents prioritize quality over low prices when they choose where to spend. By the way, that includes end of life. That includes medication. That includes urns and memorial items. They want quality. There's a world out there that wants to buy everything on Etsy and do it as cheap as possible. And that world is 29% of them. They also love sustainable brands, right? So if you're doing water cremation and things like that, lean into it, really talk about it. It's important. And what I'm trying to say is like families want to choose you, right? They need to understand what you stand for. I was talking to Donna about this yesterday when we were talking about building a brand. And I said to her, like, when I think of a brand is not a sentence. It's not a mission statement. It's not a we treat your pets like family or we're there for all stages of your pet's life. That's not a brand. A brand is how you're publicly perceived. It's how you make people feel. It's optics. I don't have to tell anyone on this call what Apple's brand is, or Nike, or Coca-Cola, or Starbucks. I can say the word Apple and you know what it is. I don't have to say they make iPhones, they make that. You don't have to do that. You should do the same for your business. And I'm really serious about that. You can do it as a pet aftercare facility. Seriously. So, I want to do something in the chat. Don't have to take a long time, but I'm curious to see what you all say. Let's just can you distill it down to a single sentence? And I've said this to literally thousands of veterinary practice owners. Like, tell me about your practice. And I used to say to them, without telling me that you treat my pets like family, or that tell me about your business without telling me that you're there for all stages of my pet's life. But if I ask all of you here to put in the chat, if you were to fill in this one sentence, we help, maybe it's pet parents, that's fine, in whatever city you are. But let's focus on this. The clear promise. Can some of you put in the chat, what is your clear promise to the pet parents, right? You have me, who my entire personality is tied to being Sophie, Nala, and Cosmo's dad, and Baxter's dad when he was here. Uh, the food they eat, I've done more research on pet food than anyone on earth at this point. The vets we work with, everything we do, the clear promise from businesses. Okay, so Zoe said providing the final gift. It's good. We ensure so Philip says, we ensure every family, people or pets receive a gentle, transparent, eco-friendly water cremation that honors their loved one with dignity and genuine care. We do the right thing even when no one's watching. Sarah, I like that one a lot. We capture a cherished pet by capturing the story. I like that, Eric. Yeah, we got good ones coming in here. I think this is really good, but I'm going to ask you all, right? You're saying this to me in the chat because we're talking about it. If I went and pulled up your websites, would I know any of that? Have you said this on your websites, on your collateral? Do your veterinary partners, do pet parents who are looking for you? Is it on your Google My Business page? This is really important. So I love that you're all participating. I thank you for that. And just remember, like, if your team can't say it in one breath, it's too complicated. Barbara, that's a good one too. Meaning, I want you to be able to say it. When someone comes to me and they say, hey, you're building Love Baxter. What's Love Baxter? Love Baxter is the singular place on earth where you can find anything you need for pet end of life. That's it. That's what it is. Anything you need. I need a in-home euthanasia vet. We got it. I need a resource on text messages to send to a friend whose dog died. We got it. I need to find a crematory in my area. Done. You can do that. I am the singular place online for any pet end of life resource. That's it. I don't want to be anything more than that. It could be bigger and better if I continue expanding. By the way, I've had a great career and I built a massive business focused on one thing: creating beautiful digital presence for veterinary clinics. That was it. I could have done 100 other things, but I just wanted to really nail it. So think about that clear promise. And you're all saying it here in the chat. It's one thing to say it in the chat. It's like who said that? Yeah, what Sarah said, like, we do the right thing when no one is watching. Do the right things when you're not being prompted. Make sure this is on your website. Make sure you're conveying this in your social media posts, your emails, the way you answer the phone. I can't tell you how many times I've been harsh with veterinary practice owners for the way they answer the phones. It's like, no, 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 that's not how you answer the phones. This is, 50% of the time someone's calling very stressed out. So, yeah, I appreciate you all jumping in on that. But yeah, like, write down your sentence and test it with your team this week. I'd be curious. Anyone who's on this, I almost said podcast because I have my microphone. Anyone who's on this webinar right now, I want you to have that, and I want you to go ask everyone that you work with, what's our clear promise? Do you all match what you all just said? There's a good chance you don't. Probably get everyone on the same page. That's brand. That's what the brand is. The brand is, the doesn't matter what position you are in. If you work here, if you are in this building, we all have the same clear promise, and we're going to live that, and we're going to share that. So thank you all for participating. We're going to talk about websites because, ran a company that's built over 10,000 of them at this point. But this is what I was just saying. You all just wrote that sentence. We have a clear promise. Does your website say that? I don't, seriously, go to your website. You don't have to do it right now. I'm talking. That'd be rude. But are you conveying that? Do you convey when you answer the phone? Do you convey it in your marketing? Do you convey it in your direct mail? Whatever you're doing to get new business. Maybe you're running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all the things you're doing. When you're working with B2B partners, are you selling that? Because I'll tell you something. Your brand isn't just on your marketing collateral. It's the way you do things. It's the way you communicate. It's everything. But your clear promise is an extension of your brand. And it is what you go to your B2B partners, and it is what you go to pet parents like me and say. So the thing I would tell you to do is it doesn't need to be fancy. Now, I want you to have a fancy website, but you just need to be calm and make it really easy to help people understand what's going to expect. Because I'll tell you something. I said goodbye to Baxter in my house, and they took him away. We had a little mix up. I don't have his ashes, and it's hurt me for a long time. And I've talked to the CEO of the company that helped me about it. She understood how the mix up happened. When I called the next morning and said, "Hey, just want to confirm that we're good with the ashes," I was told it was too late. That was pretty traumatic for me. Another reason, another one of my villain origin stories to start Love Baxter. Um, Point is, in my emotional state at the end, because we lost him kind of abruptly, when you're building a website, I think it's really easy to just have fluffy stuff everywhere. You should know. I packed him in a bed up in my living room right upstairs. We walked down the stairs that are next to me right out my front door, and I have no idea what happened to him. This was my son. This was my world. And he was gone in an instant. And I have no idea. Now I'm mad at myself for that still. And I think that's life. But I would tell all of you as business owners, you can help that. So, Don and I were looking at sites. So by the way, this was chosen at random. I literally asked Donna, pick a random city. She picked a random city. We looked up pet crematory. So Gentle Goodbyes. No, and by the way, if you're from Gentle Goodbyes and you're on this call, I'm not picking on you. And if you all know the person from Gentle Goodbyes, I'm not trying to pick on them, but like we're going to use them as an example really quick and be really nice about it. So I land on Gentle Goodbyes. Now, what are they doing right? They're letting me know they're open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week. Okay, cool. They're open 7 days a week. Good to know. So we're going to start here. Cremation. Now, I would tell you from an SEO standpoint, you should probably write pet cremation. Otherwise, you're going to be showing up when someone's grandma and grandpa pass away. You might not want to do that. So talk about pet cremation. Now, I'll tell you something. And this is like the best SEO tip I can give everyone. A lot of you, when you're building the header of a website page, you're going to want to write something like compassionate care. We do this. We go above and beyond. I can promise you, no one searches for that. You know what people search for? Pet cremation near me, pet cremation in Newport Beach, California, pet cremation in Chicagoland. They want to find you. You should type what they write. Now, beyond that, we should scroll down. Now, they do say, we're announcing the grand opening of our cremation facility located in Garden City, Idaho. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down for a second just to prove a point. They're in Garden City, Idaho. Their address is not on this page. Now, this happened with a lot of veterinarians who would come to us and say, "I need a website." I would be on the phone with them, and they would not have like their hours or their address. And I would say, "Can I bring my dog in to see you at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday?" And they'd say, "Yeah, that's a weird question. Why are you asking that?" I'd say, "Because I'm on your website and you don't have your hours anywhere. How would I know what time you're there?" And then let's say I wanted to be by home. Let's say I wanted to bury Baxter and I wanted to have a cemetery near the house. Or it was just, I wanted it to be convenient for me. Where is their address? So I think like things like that are important, but also like, let's talk about this. Honor your pet's memory, right? You all just told me what your clear promise is. I mean, as we read through this, is there a clear promise to me as the pet parent? Honor your pet's memory. Okay, everyone says that. So, veterinary, home euthanasia appointments, animal cremation, aftercare, body pickup. We are proud to announce this. We strongly believe that aftercare is just as important as our initial visit. I don't really have a clear promise from them. It says our services include the safe return of your pet's urn and ashes right back to your home. That's not really a clear promise. That's what you all probably say. That's just minutia, right? So they talk about segregated cremation, communal cremation, private cremation. This is it. I want a private cremation. Ashes are returned 10 to 14 business days. Can you all tell me in the chat, is that a long time? It feels like a really long time, 10 to 14 days. Okay, Angela says yes. 10 to 14 business days. That's 3 weeks. So again, I don't know these people. All right, so everyone's schooling me in the chat. That's good. I like that. But I mean, really think about this. You're all saying this. I'm not picking on these people. I'm sure they're great people. Anyone who gets into this business and wants to help people, I love them. I support them. I want to help them. This is doing a lot of wrong stuff. This is not great information. And by the way, there's no FAQ here. There's no, here's what you need to know. It says segregated cremation. Your pet will be respectfully cremated in a contained area which is physically separated from our other cremations that are occurring in the chamber. You're receiving the ash of your pet and your pet only. Then there's communal, and then there's private. Um, I mean, A, and you all can school me on this again. I'm saying this as a pet parent. Private and segregated, they should probably say, like, hey, this is the difference because both of them seem pretty private to me. And this is the cost difference. So anyway, I don't want to pick on these people and I don't want to harp on it. But the point is, you know, there's little details that are really important. And if you're getting traffic and you're getting all this information, you know, you're getting all these people, take the time to really like tell your story. Deliver your clear promise, answer questions. 10 to 14 days is crazy. So if you're in, you know, if you're in Boise, Idaho area, we just gave you like some really good marketing fodder to use. Like our competitors take 10 to 14 days. We're 3 to 5. I was looking at Donna's website. I was really ready to really harp on her. And then like I was like, wow, Donna, this is really nice. They have their 2 locations with phone numbers. There's pictures of people. They tell their story and everything that they offer. They talk about the history of it. They talk about how they're Georgia's only accredited and state certified pet crematory operator. They have all of this stuff about who we are, memorial products. They make it so easy. Addresses, phone numbers, reviews. So yeah, Donna's doing it right. I really like that. But this is what you want. You know, my goal with what I'm doing at Love Baxter and just in general is I'm trying to educate pet parents. You know, I wish I knew everything I know today before Baxter passed away. Every part of the last 48 hours of his life would have been different. Every single thing. His ashes would be next to me right now. The only thing I have of him is a small paw print. That is it. That is all I have. And you know what? That's okay. I've learned to accept the fact that I don't have everything. But the fact of the matter is, and I've said this a lot, like I'm not a dummy and I've been in the vet world for a long time, but even still, there was a lot of confusion because it happened so fast. There was no prep. My assumption is for many of you who do work directly with pet parents, you're probably experiencing a lot of that, even for people who have a good plan. Now, I've got a much better plan for Sophie than I had for Baxter after living through it. But the point I'm trying to make is even if you're working with savvy clientele, even if you positioned yourself with your clear promise to do this, and as Zoe just said, education is zero when it comes to B2B as well, B2D. Yep, I agree. And this is something I promise you all, I'm working extremely hard on the veterinary side, and I am talking to veterinary colleges about it. I am like beating the drum. You will see my face everywhere soon, if you haven't already. But yeah, the point is like we need to educate more, and educate more comes from clear promise. And then like what you're all saying in the thing, you know, who said it? There's so many chats coming through, but you know, yeah, Angela said it should be semi-private versus private and not, what was it? Segregated versus private. I agree with you. Like, I don't, this is a lot to read. I'm sitting here, you know, probably 24 hours from Baxter taking his final breath. I would like to see better photos than this. I don't know what the horses have to do with it. It's a nice photo. The sky looks beautiful, but I don't know. And I think that's the thing you all want to think about here. So, you know, when you're building your websites, and again, this is not just for pet parents, this is for veterinary partners. Have your clear promise. If I was you and you had both, let's say your business was split, right? You saw 50% direct pet parents, 50% were, you know, your business partners. I would have 2 menu items. One is for vet partners, one is for pet parents. And just funnel them that way. And then and you'll be able to talk differently. For pet parents, you're building trust, right? This is who we are, this is what we do, this is our clear promise, this is the questions that you might have. For your veterinary partners, it's this is how long we've been in business. This is what we are guaranteeing. These are our SLAs. This is how we're going to support your business and be a partner with you. So, you know, like what Donna's website did a great job of is like real photos of your grounds, your team, your memorial options, services, pricing. Just, I'll tell you all, I used to say this to vets a lot. Sarah maybe heard me rant about it once. Like, just put your prices. You know, everyone says, well, I don't want to put my prices because I don't want to turn people away. What's worse? turning away someone who won't pay what you're charging, or having them come in and then having to have that hard conversation. I promise you, if you do a good job of positioning yourself and you really show them why this moment is important for them, the difference between 400 and 500 will not matter at the end of their pet's life, so long as that you've given them your clear promise and you've built your brand. Um, and I would just say, go to your website, right? And we'll use, I feel so bad for the gentle goodbyes. I'm going to send them some flowers or something. But like, I would ask yourself, can a stressed pet parent understand this page in 5 seconds? There was a stat that we used to talk about at Whisker Cloud a lot. And there was a study done. It takes someone 1/16th of a second to form an opinion of your brand when they land on your website. 1/16th. That means literally your brain is already making a determination of the business before your eyes fully comprehend what you're seeing. It's true stat. And it's like, when you land here, am I sold right now? No. Um, so Laura says, what about protecting the vet partners if they charge more? Let's talk about that at the end because I have some thoughts about that and about how we want to do that. And I agree with you on there's different ways to do it. And I've thought a lot about that. And let's like open that up because I want to hear other people's parts of that. So we have a Q&A at the end. I want to talk about that. Um, all right, 5-minute website checklist. Now, I'm obsessed with web design. I will not hire a gardener, a house painter, a handyman. I'm trying to think of like, the people we hire a lot. I will not hire them if their website is like, I don't expect them all to be the best website ever, but I expect them all to sort of care about their website. Same with like restaurants, like my wife and I go on a trip. We're like, oh, where are we going to eat? If I go to a restaurant, I'm like, that doesn't look good. I just assume they don't wash their hands when they're cooking. So that's a personal thing for me. But something I want you all to do today. I want you to go. It is free, even if you sign up. There's a website called GT Metrics. I want you to go to GT Metrics, and you can see we've been testing stuff. And I'm logged in, but you can do the free version. And I want you to see things like your scores. Now you also get page load time, right? So you might have really high grades, but sometimes your load time's really bad, which is not good. But go here, gtmetrics.com, put in your website and see what type of score you get because it's not always great. Now I'm going to tell you something. I used to have vets come to me and they'd say, "We score a 70. You guys suck." And I say, "Well, you've got a 4K video on the homepage. This is not the end all be all, I promise you." The thing I want you to remember with sites like this is if, by the way, if you look at like Apple, Amazon, a lot of these big websites get like 20% scores. But the things I want you to focus on are the grade, your load time. It's really important to think of things like that. So does anyone want to do it right now? Does anyone want to put their website in the chat to have me run it in front of everyone and do that? Is anyone feeling that confident? I mean, I don't know if I'd feel that confident. I mean, you could all do it privately too. You're going to get different scores. Okay, we got one. Here we go. Oof, I'm nervous.
Thank you, Laura.
Oh, we've got a few. All right, let's look at Laura's first while we're talking here. Now, I want to check something. There's one other thing too. When I look at sites like this, okay, so you are www good. Okay, so you're a gateway site, but let's look at how this loads. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Oh
It went
man,
out,
we've got
it went
some.
in really quick.
It looks like it's moving quick, which is usually
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
All right, I'm gonna pick one more. So the other thing I will tell you all, there's multiple versions of every website. So I'm gonna, oh, look at that. There you go, Laura. 95, load time's quick. This is great.
Mhm.
Full load time, 1.2 seconds, 95% performance. Let's do one more. Best Friends Pet Cremation. It's a nice looking site. Look at that. Ooh, I love the reviews at the top. Okay, nice work on that. So let's run one more test.
That was really quick.
All right, hold on. What is it like? Give me a. Did I do too many or is it still running? Hold on. Weird. I don't know why it's not letting me do more. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. But do a speed test on your website. And by the way, it tells you It tells you things you need to fix. So, I was looking at like random sites. It tells you what's causing download times, what's big. Typically, it's a lot of code, fonts, things like that you won't be able to do. Sometimes, though, you'll be able to see it. It's just a photo. And you say, okay, it's calling out that this photo is too big. I need to shrink it down. Um, so, anyway, think about some of those things. Do a speed test. Do a location check on your website. I was just looking at this website. It looks really good. Um, okay, Aniko, am I allowed to use your site for a second? I'm just going to do it. Okay, so okay, yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, love the reviews at the top. I don't know where you're located. I have to scroll. So I'm going to scroll a little bit. Do I know? Do I know where you live? Do I see a city? Sunset Memorial Park, but I don't know where that is. View memorial options. Do I know where you are? I mean, I'm just kind of scrolling quickly. Okay, you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I had to scroll. This is a really nice website. I had to scroll pretty far to get to that. Um, so, I mean, this is good though. This is why we like to do stuff like this, right? Because I come here, I land here, and maybe
Adam,
people, yep,
I'm sorry. Can I ask a quick question?
yeah,
Is there
please.
a way to quickly tell if it's mobile friendly and that also within that same website, the GT?
Well, for honestly, for like mobile friendly, it does give you mobile scores. They're typically what I do. I mean, you can look it up on a phone. You could also just do this. So there you go.
Hmm.
So you can see this is a nice website. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not it doesn't mean that there's not like a mobile version of this, but you can see this is not mobile responsive. So, you know, you're all assuming that everyone just opens your up full screen on a regular computer and is like, "Hey, this is great." But in reality, it's not. Some people look at you like this and some people are looking at you like this. The phone number's cut off, everything's cut off here. You can see this. So, I mean, these are things I'm glad we're using this site, Aniko, not to pick on you. But yeah, I mean, these are things I would tell you to do, right? You have social proof at the top, which we're going to talk about. That is so important. And I'm sure the site loads fine, but location check. Is it obvious, right? I'm hurting. I've tried to think about who's going to take care of my dogs after they're gone. I don't want to search this far. I mean, you're in Albuquerque. I don't know how to spell Albuquerque. Okay, Albuquerque. So there you go. Albuquerque is on this page one time and it is at the bottom, meaning you are betting. I can promise you this. I've done this for a long time. We had monitoring software on 10,000 vet clinic sites. 70% of people are not scrolling past right here. 70%. You're getting about 30% scroll rate. If you're not telling them we help you peacefully part with your pet in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and have a call to action, right? Like, what is you have arranged now? Um, this looks good. You have a form. I like that. Um, so anyway, I don't want to pick on you. It's a beautiful looking website, but it's going to need a little bit more. It's going to need, and again, where are you located? I'm really happy you did that because this made my point. It's social proof though at the top. Love that. You did a good job there. And go through this checklist, print it, whatever you want to do. Just check through it. Is it clear where we are? Is it clear when we're open? Is it clear what we do? Um, that's important.
Hey, Adam, you were given a percentage the other when we were talking, how long someone actually stays on a website, like they're going to make a decision within so many seconds. Can you talk to
Yeah, it's
that?
like within 7 seconds. It's
So,
literally within 7 seconds, they're going to make a decision on what they're going to do. So that's why the importance of having a call to action at the top. And I talked about that on a previous slide. It's like, one code promise and one thing. Is it call us? Is it learn more? Is it set up consultation? You know, there are people who make a lot of money doing things where all they do is test websites to change the words on buttons. Also, make it call out, right? We scroll down here, it's view all reviews. We scroll down here, it's view memorial options. We scroll down here, it's arrange everything online. But when you come up on the main menu, because I don't know if people are going to make it to all of that, have this be a yellow button as well. Arrange now. And arrange now, that might not explain to me, get started. set up a consultation, really tell your story, really do that. Because again, this is a very beautiful website. There's a lot of very beautiful websites, but I don't think that people are looking at the beauty of a website. I love this font. I don't think people are looking at the fonts and colors when they're just trying to figure this stuff out. I think it's really hard. So this was like the perfect site to use because it's a really beautiful website. And yeah, it's really nice. There's a lot of great information, but you're betting on someone getting down here, right? And if I go to um, about us. Okay, good. Man, that's a nice building. Look at that. And you say we're in Albuquerque. Yes, yes, you're in Albuquerque. That's good. If I was on your homepage, I don't know. Look at that. Are you in need of dignified services in Albuquerque? Love it. Yes, we're talking about. Oh, yeah. See, look, we got photos, we have pets, we see what's going on. This is really nice. Look at that. Yeah, this is great. You're doing all of this right. Get some of this on the homepage. And then you tell them, go learn more about us. I'd like to know about the people behind it. I'd love to know how it was started, things like that. I do like that you have a vet partnership. So you have a vet partnership inquiry, right? Love it. I'm the vet. I come here. What do I get out of this? What is your clear promise to me? I don't have it from this. I have, you need to know three things, name or four things, five, I guess. Um, Spend a little bit more time here. Give your clear promise here. Clear promise, this is part of the brand, right? It's not just what we're saying to pet parents, it's what we're saying to our veterinary partners as well. Seriously, it's a really beautiful site. You guys nailed it on all of that. Just tweaks, right? Put yourself in the position. I'm on my phone. My dog passed away. My dog's about to pass away, and I'm on my phone, and this is what I'm seeing. Am I going to hire you guys? Yes or no? And you probably have your answer. Okay, we need to make some changes. More than half traffic on the internet is now on a mobile device. So you do things like that. And then, anyway, I'm ranting a lot about websites, but check your speed, go to your website, put yourself in the shoes of a sad pet parent. The other thing I want you to do is Google yourself. Do you come up? Literally sitting in your business, pet cremation near me, pet cemetery near me, pet cemetery, Newport Beach, California. Do you come up? Go look at your Google profile. I cannot tell you how many times we would start working with veterinary clinics. Their hours were wrong. They would give us hours for their website. We'd say, these aren't the hours on your Google. They say, oh, yeah, yeah, we don't care about that. Why? That's how people find you. That's how new clients find you. You think I want to show up at 6 o'clock when you're closed? Add photos to your Google profile. If you're a Google business administrator, make sure everything is filled out. Your services, right? Some of you might do fire cremation. Some of you might do water cremation. Some of you might do ash scattering. All the things you do. Why would you limit yourself? Don't just be pet cremation facility, pet cemetery. A lot of you do a lot of stuff. List it all. Make sure it's there. Write a sentence or two about it. Reviews. This is so important. Google just released this. They said one of their biggest ranking factors, which used to be number of reviews, is now recent reviews. So you could have 1,000 reviews. I think Donna's website had like 800 or 900, and she has a lot of recent ones too. Get recent ones, right? Go ask people. Now it's hard. How do you get reviews? Someone walks out of there and leaves their pet and say, hey, can you review us on Google? I know it sounds hard. I challenge so many veterinary owners to just ask nicely and also explain why it's important to get reviews. Everyone's reviews shot up. So I talked about it. I put together a really big page here. How do we get more reviews? You don't have to do it at the moment. This is a little different than veterinary medicine. Okay. So wait 3 to 7 days. Give them an update on what's going on. Tell them you're still thinking about Baxter. You're still thinking about their pets, right? And just wait, give it a couple days, and then just lead with care. We're so sorry you had to say goodbye to Baxter. We know what you're going through. We're here for you. By the way, and again, I would tell you all, start with the people that you know are feeling pretty good. If you're up for it, we'd be grateful if you'd share a few words about your experience to help other families feel safe choosing us. That's it. If you're up for it, we're not demanding, we're not asking, just mean a lot. Here's a direct link. No pressure. You focus on you. We just want to continue helping people. This is what we do. This is a hard job. You can say that. And by the way, this is from families and email texts from your team and from the clinics you work with. If our aftercare partner served you well, reviews help other pet parents find them. Ask your vet to help you. You have a partnership with them, share revenue with them. They should also be helping you get reviews. Here's a template. Thank you for trusting us with Baxter. We know this is an incredibly hard time. If you ever feel ready, a short review about your experience with us can help other grieving families feel a little more supported when they have to make this decision. If that feels like too much right now, please ignore this message and just know we're thinking of you. That's it. This doesn't have to be hard. I guarantee you, very few people, there will be some, very few people will be, turned off by this. And again, just frame it in the way that, like, we know what we do is not easy. We just want to continue helping people. Help us help people. We did this for you. It would be really important to us if you could help us. That's it. If you come at with a little bit of humility, it will really, really go a long way, I promise you. So, you know, think about that. Really simple. Couple more
Adam,
things I'll say. Yeah, go ahead.
the one thing that you were saying, Google has changed. This is a
Yeah.
new direction for Google in terms of it's not based on how many reviews you have. It's not based on, we've got 800 reviews, and that was 3 years ago, and you can still ride the tails
Yeah.
of that. It's now based on
It's
how many
recent.
reviews have you gotten in the last 90 days.
Yep. And it's something that's really important. The one other thing I'll tell you all, and I hate to tell you all this because it makes it much more complicated, but it's true. They also talked about that the words used in your reviews are very valuable for SEO. So if someone says, and by the way, you can go search that. If you search, best vegan restaurant near me or best pizza near me and look at the search results, you will see bolded words in the search
Mhm.
results that have reviews from businesses. So in a perfect world, yes, everyone would say this was the best pet crematory ever. They took such good care of my pets. I got a beautiful urn. They would nail 8 to 10 of all your keywords. They are the best pet crematory I've ever used in Portland, Oregon. They would just say all of that and life would be easy. Can't really get them there. I would say focus on the reviews and then I would say, sure, what do you want me to write? Then maybe you could say, well, okay, I appreciate you saying that. If you could mention our city name. So yeah, but that is a new Google ranking factor. I just watched a big webinar with their head of SEO who was talking about that. By the way, a second big thing is, and this is really important in the days of AI and ChatGPT, is people ask questions. That's it. That's SEO right now. I promise you. That's how Love Baxter is crushing everyone. That is it. If you go to our website and go to our blog and look at our 3,000 word blog post on every topic on earth, and you go to the bottom, there are Q&A FAQs on everything. So, but you should answer these questions regardless of SEO value. It's like what we talked about on this website, right? Communal cremation. Just make it easy for me to digest. What is this? How is this different than private? Why would someone choose this? Why would someone choose private? What is the cost difference? What is the difference? Period. And just answer questions. It takes 10 to 14 days. Why? This is what happens when you drop off your pet. This is what you need to know. So, what happens during pet cremation? How long does it take? What does private versus communal mean? I was visiting a friend in LA who has a water cremation facility, and they were doing a water cremation while we were there, and we were watching, and it like totally blew my mind. And I was just asking a million questions, and the team was answering all my questions. That's what people want to know. I mean, this is it. This is it. This is a really hard situation. Ask questions. Make sure you're always putting your city name and everything. Again, we are not cremation. We're pet cremation in Boise, Idaho. Cremation can mean human cremation. That's weird. I've said that to a lot of vets. They'd say, we offer dentistry. No, you don't. You offer pet dentistry. If I'm searching for a dentist and you come up, that's going to be really awkward when I show up for my appointment. So, pick a question, commit to posting that answer on your site this month. That's it. What is the number one question? How long does it take to get my pet's ashes back and why? What happens when I drop my pet off? What happens? How long does a full cremation session take? Um, and again, I just want everyone here, like, just think about this. Quality, sustainability, those are the keywords I keep hearing in the pet and of life space. Everything. Talk about the quality. This is for your vet partners and for pet parents. How do you handle track and care for every pet? Cool. I walked they After I said goodbye to Baxter, held him for a little while. She came back. She had a basket with a bed in it. We put him in bed. We said goodbye. She had me walk him out to her car. I put him in that car. I did not ask enough questions. I'm still mad at myself, and I have no idea what happened. Now, it was a reputable company, so I know that nothing nefarious happened, but I have no idea. Did she go do another appointment with him in the car, or did she drop him off first? Right? You all might know the answer to that. I don't. Where was he put into a freezer? I don't know. Probably, but I don't know. How was he tracked? Did they clip something to his ear? They put something around his paw? I don't know the answers to those things. I wish I knew. Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? No, but I should know. If you're doing green burials, water cremation, eco urns, memorial trees, sustainable practices, call it out. That's what pet parents like these days, 70%. Focus on that. So you focus on these things. You add one short why families trust us or our values section to your homepage. Talk about your clear promise. Like we've walked away with this. My friends at Best Friends they're going to go put the word Albuquerque, New Mexico on the top of this website because I'm going to check this website next week and see. I want Albuquerque, New Mexico at the top. Annika, please. That's all I ask.
I promise you he'll check it too.
I want to know. Um, so the other things I would say, I know I'm like at way at time. Remembrance moment, support network, share the love, be part of the community. This is hard. I'm sure a lot of you are pet owners who've gone through tough times with pets. I know being in the business changes it a little bit. Um, but if there are things you do, call it out. It's not weird to call it out, especially if you do these things. This is a differentiator for you. It's part of your brand. Our brand is we don't just take your money and give you back a nice urn full of ashes. We partner with counselors. We partner with Love Baxter. We partner with Donna. We do all of these things. This is important for us. So, really talk about what's great. This is called brand fuel. This is all the stuff you do. I promise you, when Nike and Coca-Cola and they, give $1 million to this thing or that thing, sure, they want to support them, but they also want everyone to see we're not just selling you sugar water. We're also doing good in the world. That's life. That's why businesses do these things. It's important. So I'm giving you all a 30-day game plan, and Annika, I'm giving you a 48 hours. Just kidding. Think about your one sentence brand line, your clear promise. Put it in your homepage hero section. What do you do and where do you do it? Clean up your business Google business profile and go get 3 new reviews. That's it. I'm asking for 3. I said I wanted to ask for 30. Donna said that was too much. Add some FAQs to your website. Real parent questions. Everyone puts FAQs on their page. It's gibberish. No gibberish. Adam wants to know when Baxter, even if Baxter passed away at the vet clinic and he got to you, what happened to him? I would like to know that. Um, Add your values, quality, sustainability section to the homepage. And in 30 days, you've already taken the next step. You're becoming visible. You're becoming a memorable brand. So that's it. Just, these little things that are just so important. If you do them, you're going to differentiate yourself. And again, I swear to you all, I'm not picking on them. I'm going to send them a gift, but like, this is who you're competing with. This is a website that's live out there. If you're in the Boise area, this is not hard to compete with. And I'm sure they do a great job. I mean, they're in this business. They have a lot of pages, but the point is differentiating yourself in this industry. I said this to vets for many years. Being a vet and having a nice website was like the rarest thing now. Now I go find the best vets on earth. They all have now Pet Desk websites for a reason. Um, so that's my thing. As Donna said, I started to love Baxter. We are the world's largest pet end of life website. We are getting so much traffic. It's actually wild. And as part of that, I want people to find vetted. I vet you. Donna can tell you when you sign up, I email Donna. I say, this person signed up. These are all the certifications. 90% of the time, she says, yeah, of course, that's them. You're good to go. 10% of the time, she's like, they don't have that certification yet. They're still working on it. I say, okay. And the point is, we vet this for real. Pet parents find us through our website. They come here. They search for end of life care. They search for anything you can think about. Aftercare and memorial services. They're looking. They come here for cemetery services, and you can see they are able to go view listings, do things like that, get to know them, see all the certifications, send them a message, go hire them. So it's free to join. It's just lovebaxter.com/join. Love Baxter is my baby. This is Baxter. He was my life. Um, I'm doing this for him. And literally, we have so much content around aftercare, end of life planning, broken down by context. If someone wants to support a friend, they can put support friend. We get about 50 searches a day. Pet loss workplace, how to find a veterinary social worker near me, how to find local pet support resources, a guide on how to support a friend after loss. These are big pieces of content. Um, and then what do? They drive you back to our directory to find one-on-one support or group support. So, building this in partnership with you all. I love the feedback, but I just want to help you all get more business. And we have a lot of vets joining, and the vets are looking for partners. So being on Love Baxter, it's just lovebaxter.com/join. We'd love to have you. And hey, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I post a lot. Um, and that's my spiel. So, I told you all I was going to rant. Hey, really quick, before I stop sharing my screen, is that updated yet, Donna? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna refresh it. No, it still doesn't say Albuquerque. Oh, all right.
Uh, Adam, thank you so much. Such great information. I learned so much. Just honestly, if you didn't, this will be posted. If you're a member of the IAPC, it will be posted on the member portal by the end of the week, and you
Oh,
can actually go back. But make sure pull up that website for free and put your website in and get
yeah.
your scoring and give some ideas and things that you could do better. Which Adam gave us, a wonderful 30-day plan on how you can make your website better immediately and how you can build your brand better immediately. Adam, the one thing I would say on Love Baxter, there is so much content. Like,
Yeah.
I have been blown away by how quickly your SEO rankings have just skyrocketed within. This is a platform that's less than 4 months old. Um, and it's phenomenal, and that's directly attributed to you and what you know and what you've been able to do through your SEO and the experience and the expertise and talents that you have. So I'm very grateful for you sharing that expertise with us today. But
I'll
how
show you
just
all this. I
yeah,
mean, I showed this to Donna yesterday. This
yeah,
is when we launched. This is today. This is our impressions on Google, which just keep skyrocketing. This is our average position on Google, every day for all the keywords. So 1.6 means we're at the top of Google. This is a very, very new website.
Mhm.
This is
This
where I
is
should
something that
be.
takes years and
Years, yeah.
years
And
to
I've
get
just
to.
but this is what we're doing for the pet end of life space. We're seeing our search impressions go up. We're staying at the top of Google while we're adding. I think we have like 20,000 pages. Even our internal linking, we have 32,000 internal links. And by the way, the number one internal link thing is our directory of professionals. So,
Mhm.
when I say joining is free at lovebaxter.com/join, come join. Not only do you get a free backlink from Love Baxter, which is great because it helps your SEO, it's just really important to do. So yeah, Don, I appreciate you saying
There,
that. And this is what I want to do for everyone else.
Yeah, there's so much content on Love Baxter too that for end of life, end of pet life. Um, can you just talk a little bit about the content? How much is on there? How much you've been
Yeah.
able to? Because I've been blown away by the amount of content that's there. That's helpful content.
Yeah.
And that's what's driving not every all of it, but that's what's driving so
No, I
much
mean
of.
we come up for, I scrape the internet. Weird to do. I found 187,000 keywords around pet end of life. Typically,
187,000.
yeah, 187,000.
187,000
A lot of them
keywords.
were like, does Benadryl kill my dog? What is sundowning in dogs? There's a lot about what is the difference between aquamation and cremation. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that comes up. There's 187,000 keywords. I then categorize them, put them in terms of search volume, and then I have people helping me do the research, and I work with some vets. And We just crank out the research, we write the content, I do my SEO magic, and we try to post like 30 to 50 new pieces of content a week, which you're all hearing this and you're like, that's a lot. Trust me, I've never done anything like this, but I mean, I'm literally going to be, not only are we already the largest pet end of life website, but we will continue to go. And this sounds weird. I don't ever mean to sound weird, but like when people are looking for a pet crematory or an in-home euthanasia vet or a grief counselor, I want Love Baxter to come up. Now, it doesn't mean I'm trying to like steal traffic from all of you. You still have local business. You'll still always show up in local search. Um, but the fact of the matter is, when people are doing like the research side of that, I want to create content for that. We have content around how to find a pet crematory near me, how to find in-home euthanasia vets near me. Those pages get thousands of views a month and they drive right to our directory because I want people to understand how to search. But we also tell them check Google reviews, check Google listings, check references, things like that. I mean, this is like the most extreme. If I owned a pet crematory or a veterinary clinic, I would do this too. I would just own the world. And I think for everyone who's still here with me, I would do the same thing. I would really think about it's okay to put nice content out and be kind of cutesy and fluffy. It's another thing to create the FAQ pages to just answer the questions. I promise you, your SEO will skyrocket.
Yeah.
If you think of your website as questions and answers, it doesn't mean you're doing it in question and answer form. But the difference on Annika, sorry, Annika, I'm your biggest fan, I swear. But like the biggest issue on that website, it's a beautiful website. But like if you just said at the top your clear promise that we talked about earlier, and then wrote in New Albuquerque, New Mexico, if you just did that, you will watch your SEO go up. If you just change that wording right then and there at the top of the site. Google crawls pages. You can all go Google this right now. Does Google or ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever, crawl my entire website? The answer is no, they do not. They are looking for markers on the website, header
Mhm.
tags, which is at the top of your site, internal links, and FAQs with schema on them. That's it. They're looking for questions and answers. Go Google it right now. I promise you. Go ask ChatGPT right now. Do you crawl my
Yeah.
whole website when you're looking at it? It will say no.
Yeah.
We're looking for certain markers. So
Yeah.
if you think of it in those terms, you'll. And then, by the way, that's what Love Baxter is. Every page has locked in titles, 5 to 10 internal links, FAQ section, but all of the content is also there only to answer questions. Every section is like a question someone would ask with the answer in long form content. So,
I have a
yeah.
feeling before the end of the week, everyone's going to have an FAQ page written and posted. And Annika is probably working furiously now to add a location to that header. So thank you so much, Adam. Thank you, everyone. We are out of time,
Did I
but
did
if
I did
there's
I take away our FAQ time? I feel bad
no,
about
no,
that.
if we have, is there anyone that has any questions
We had
that you
one
want to?
question in the middle about pricing and about
Yes,
how we
about.
don't want to, how we don't, depending on what you charge, the vet might charge more for upcharging and like what you can do there. I mean, I've thought about that. That's a tough situation. I think there's a couple things you can do. I think you have to work with the vet when you're doing that and help people understand that like they might be seeing that because it's part of a package with their veterinary clinic that does include some veterinary service costs. And I think it's that simple. I think as
Mhm.
long as you're saying like you might be seeing a higher cost going directly to your vet, that's because there's people on that side coordinating with us. There's people on that side offering services. I think that's like a totally rational way to put that.
Right,
And just
right.
work with your veterinary partner and say, by the way, we're putting pricing on our site. You're more expensive. This is how I'm handling it on my side, but let's partner on this together. I think they will so appreciate the fact that you thought of that and reached out to them and were proactive. I think it's great. But I think for a lot of you putting price there, my guess is like, does anyone here have pricing on their website right now? Does anyone?
I,
I'd
I
just be
think
curious.
I well, you guys can throw it in there, but
Starting
most
it. Yeah.
do. Most do because I think what you'll find is as people go through, like if they're looking for services, if they don't see pricing, sometimes they'll just immediately go to the next and then you're
Yeah,
forgotten
I
because
agree. Yeah.
if that's something that's important to them right off the bat, that's the first thing they're going to be looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So we've got some yes. We've got starting at. So we've got out of this, like you can see here, out of the four answers we have here, we have two definitive yeses and two sort of like if or maybe sort ofs. I
Mhm.
mean, put your pricing there, but also like don't put your price. It's 495 because of this. Because
Mhm.
we track, we tag, we communicate, we get your ashes back to you. Sure, you can go save $60 down the street and you'll wait 14 business days. And what happens over those 14 business days, you will have no idea. But here with
Mhm.
us, this is the price, this is how we communicate, this is our guarantee to you, and you will be reunited with your pet in 48 hours, in 3 business days. That is why this is priced that much. I promise you, that's the way to do this. That's what I would want.
Mhm.
Um, so anyway, I know I'll talk a lot. Sorry, everyone. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. And again,
Good
reach out
answer.
on LinkedIn, reach out through Love Baxter. I hope you all join. I'd love to see you there. I want to help you grow. I want you to have more backlinks from Love Baxter. We have a really high domain rating, which is good. So, come join and be part of the fun. And Don and I are working on a bunch of stuff together. I'm passionate about this.
Well, and I think also, as Adam said, if you have any certifications from the IAPC, we built that into
Yeah.
one of the things when we first started, and I talked with Adam, is like it's important to have that built into the platform so that people could see where you're certified, if you're an
Yep.
accredited facility, those type, because that gives assurances to pet parents, and who's taking care of their babies. And so that's
Yeah.
built into the site. And Adam and I work together on that in terms of, you know, as he said, checking with me and us checking the certifications and making sure. So I would encourage you to do that. And again, Adam, thank you so very much for today. Just so enlightening. And Adam is going to be at our conference in Scottsdale, Arizona in September, and he's going to expand on what we talked about today and even more
Oh,
because
it's gonna get
he's
weird in person.
he's his knowledge is vast, so we're going to tap into that and continue to do that. So I appreciate everyone jumping on today and being here. And I just saw that Lindsay from the UK was on. So great to see you, Lindsay. So glad to have you here. And
Lindsay, I'm drinking Fortnum and Mason tea right now.
yeah, are you
True story. I am.
awesome? Hopefully you can understand me, Lindsay, through my Southern accent. Oh, posh. So great to have everyone. Thank you all. If it was your first time or your 10th time with us, just so glad to have you here. If you're interested in being a member of the IAPC, please, reach out to us at info@iapc.com. Reach out to me personally. And also, just a note, our membership renewals did go out this month. So watch for those. Those are coming up. But anyway, I look forward to working with everyone over the next year. Thank you so much, Adam, again. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you, everyone. I look forward to connecting with you soon and seeing you all join Love Baxter today and adding Albuquerque, New Mexico to your website, one of you.
All right, Annika. Thanks so
Thank you
much,
all. Have a
everyone.
great day.
Bye. All right, thanks. Thanks.
All right.